Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a really close look at the latest DJI Fly update for the Mini 5 Pro, version 1.19.5. Now, before you hit that update button, I want you to hang tight because this isn't one of those updates that suddenly changes the game or adds flashy new features. But it does come with some small refinements and maintenance fixes that could affect your flying experience depending on how you use your drone. Over the last few days, I've been testing this update in real-world scenarios, running the drone through every flight mode, checking the camera performance, testing safety features, and exploring the simulator, so I can give you a thorough breakdown of what's actually going on here. First, let's talk about what DJI tells us when we see this update. When you turn on your Mini 5 Pro, you may get that notification that a new update is available. And what does it say? Honestly, it's pretty vague. Something like issues fixed and app quality optimized. No detailed patch notes, no specific list of improvements, nothing about what exactly has changed. And if you've been flying DJI drones for a while, you already know this is pretty standard. DJI tends to leave the real testing to the community. That's why updates always bring a little uncertainty. No one really knows how things will feel until they try it. So, should you update? Well, that really depends on your current experience with your drone and what you expect from updates. Now, I want to start with the simulator because this is one of my favorite underrated tools in the DJI ecosystem. For those days when it's raining, or when you just want some extra practice without risking your drone in real life, the simulator is incredibly useful. I wanted to see if this update added any new maps, new drones, or improvements, and unfortunately, it hasn't. The simulator is exactly the same as before. Same 3 maps, same 3 drones, Mini 5 Pro, Air 3s, and Mavic 4. The reason for this is likely storage limitations on the RC2 controller. It just doesn't have the space to add more environments or drones. Higher-end controllers like the RC Pro 2 can support more content because they have more onboard memory. That said, I would love to see DJI eventually add FPV-style training modes to the simulator. Imagine being able to practice aggressive maneuvers or cinematic shots without worrying about crashing. That would make the simulator way more valuable. For now, it remains the same solid, safe practice tool, but nothing new has been added. Next, let's talk about something that has caused a lot of confusion: altitude limits. Many pilots in the UK, EU, and other regions have noticed that their Mini 5 Pro won't climb beyond 120 meters, and immediately, people assumed this was a firmware issue. It's not. It's entirely related to geolocation and local flight regulations. Your drone reads GPS data, and depending on where you're flying, it adjusts the maximum altitude accordingly. That means you could take the same drone to Florida, and suddenly you have a 500-meter altitude limit. With this update, version 1.19.5, nothing has changed regarding these regional restrictions. The old method of scanning a barcode to declassify your drone and go higher is no longer supported. It's a little frustrating if you fly in places where higher altitude is necessary, like mountainous areas, but DJI is simply enforcing local regulations through their software. It's worth understanding this because I've seen so many pilots worry about losing higher altitude capability after updating, but in reality, your limits are determined by location, not firmware. Now, moving on to the interface. When you first open the app after updating, you might think nothing has changed. And on the surface, that's true. The layout, menus, and general interface look exactly the same. But after spending time navigating through the system, small refinements become noticeable. For example, accessing safety controls is now slightly faster, certain shortcuts respond more quickly, and the overall flow feels a little smoother. These are subtle changes, but if you fly regularly, every second matters. One really useful addition is the improved sensor and vision assist menus. You can now turn sensors on and off directly from the main screen without digging through multiple layers of settings. You can also look at each sensor individually and lock its view, which is extremely handy when flying through tight spaces or complex environments. These improvements might not sound exciting, but in real-life flight situations, being able to react quickly can make a big difference. While exploring the interface, I did notice a few small quirks. For instance, the cruise control overlay still overlaps the update Homepoint icon. This means that if you're flying long distances using cruise control and need to update your Homepoint mid-flight, you have to cancel cruise control first. Not a huge issue, but it's a small friction point that could be refined in future updates. More concerning, at least in my testing, was the dynamic Homepoint feature. Normally, this is one of my favorite functions. It constantly updates the return-to-home location based on the controller's position, which is perfect if you're moving along a path, driving a car, cycling, or running. It's especially handy for cinematic shots where you're not stationary. But after updating, I noticed occasional delays. Sometimes the system wouldn't lock onto the updated location right away. In my testing, it would only activate properly after moving the drone to a slightly different location or connecting to a phone hotspot. Standard return to home worked perfectly every time, but the dynamic Homepoint needs more attention. Hopefully this is an isolated issue, but it's worth keeping an eye on if you rely on this feature heavily. Flight performance itself hasn't changed. I ran the Mini 5 Pro through a series of real-world tests, moderate wind conditions, long cinematic passes, sharp directional turns, low-altitude obstacle runs, and everything feels exactly the same as before. The drone remains stable, predictable, and responsive. Gimbal stabilization is still solid and camera tracking is smooth. Spotlight mode works perfectly, whether you're doing horizontal or vertical shots, and smooth zoom functions remain precise during automated filming. In short, the update hasn't altered the core flight characteristics, which is good because the Mini 5 Pro already flies extremely well. Camera performance didn't see any major improvements either, but the system continues to perform reliably. Tracking subjects works smoothly, the gimbal holds steady even during sharp movements, and cinematic shots remain clean. Exposure transitions are consistent, and there are no unexpected focus changes. For those who rely on the drone for professional photography or filmmaking, this consistency is reassuring. The update seems more focused on background maintenance than flashy new features. Sensors are another critical area I tested. Flying through moderately complex environments, close to trees, structures, and uneven ground, the obstacle avoidance system performed exactly as expected. It detected obstacles consistently, adjusted flight paths smoothly, and maintained stable control. There were no sudden stops, overly aggressive corrections, or unexpected behavior. This tells me that the update didn't negatively affect the safety systems, which is always a top priority. One thing I always recommend after any firmware update is to go through all your settings. Double-check safety settings, sensor options, camera profiles, return to home presets, and button shortcuts. Even though most settings remained unchanged, taking a few minutes to confirm everything is correctly configured can prevent surprises mid-flight. It's a simple habit that ensures your drone performs exactly how you expect it to. So, after testing everything extensively, what's the verdict on version 1.19.5? If your Mini 5 Pro has been flying perfectly, there's really no urgent reason to update. This update is mostly about system maintenance, background optimizations, and subtle interface refinements. It doesn't dramatically improve flight performance, unlock new features, or change how your drone behaves. On the other hand, if you've experienced minor bugs, app glitches, or occasional performance issues, this update might help smooth things out. In that case, updating could be beneficial. Ultimately, what matters most when flying is confidence. You want to know that your drone will respond predictably, your sensors are reliable, and your return-to-home functions work as intended. This update reinforces that stability, even if it doesn't bring anything exciting to the table. Sometimes, stability and reliability are more valuable than new features, especially when flying in dynamic or challenging environments. So that's my full breakdown of the DJI Mini 5 Pro Update 1.19.5. If you've already updated and noticed something I didn't, leave a comment down below. I read every single one. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss future updates. I've got a ton of drone content coming in 2026, and this year is shaping up to be really exciting for new technology and drone enthusiasts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Fly safe.